Hey, everyone. Just want to let you guys know that we'll be recording this session. For those who can't make it, or if you need to rewatch this later, recording will be available for up to 30 days from the time of being put up. We will pin the video of the speaker, which is the presenter itself. So presenter will be the only one being recorded. None of the participants will be recorded. This means that you can choose to keep your video on, audio off or on. If you want to speak or ask any question, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask the question during the session. Recording itself will only pick up your audio and not your name. If you have any question, do type inside the chat box or private message me or Martha so that the presenter will be able to focus on presenting for this session. So do want to get everyone to know that I encourage everyone to check the Sugar Aspire Facebook page for latest update and announcement. Okay, then so need to let everyone know that there's a consent. Please do not contact other participants outside of this festival without their consent. You can always ask them for permission through the festival or Facebook group before messaging them. We do not want intern or participant feeling violated or unsafe. And if any of you guys need support, emotional support, then feel free to email to emotional support email address that I'll be typed in the chat box. Then I'll go ahead and present our speaker, June. She is actually part of the key project, which I'll get her to explain more about herself. And do take note that if you guys got any question at any point of time, just feel free to unmute yourself and ask June directly. If you are shy, just private message me or Martha so that we will keep your name private and we will just answer the question. Any point of time, if any question that is not comfortable for the speaker will consider and choose to answer later. Thank you. I'll let June take over the presenter.
Hello everyone, Fiona, you're making me hungry. You're making me hungry. So I'm June. I'm 47, going to be 18. Okay, like above 19. So I'm June Chua. I always tell people I'm a out and proud transgender woman living in Singapore. So I become aware I'm a transgender woman at 12 years old. Take hormone therapy at 15 years old. Underwent gender affirmative surgery at 17. That means it's sex change, a sex change surgery at 17, and then I've been living my life as a woman and as an individual. So at that time, when I'm 17, it's like starts of meeting 30 years ago. So times are very different from now. That time no smartphone, no Facebook, so at that time, being a transgender woman, being a post-operative transgender woman, the normal path for us is go sex change and then enter the sex industry. That's the only option left for us. At that time, being gay is already taboo, much less a transgender woman. So entering after sex change, entering the sex industry, it seems is a normative journey for transgender women. That means you sex change, go work as a sex worker, you're the bono fair, you're the Miss Trans already, win pageant already. So I become a regulated sex worker in Singapore for 20 years. And then after that, I don't know, is it menopause, 40 already? Then I realized, like, should I continue to be a sex worker and buy that Louis Vuitton bag, or should I do something else? Of course, I choose the latter. I tried to do something because sex work. I tell you, a lot of people sex worker, must ask a lot of juicy questions. It's actually very repetitive and very mundane one. Like 3 months into my job or into my career, very boring already. Like all the position I do already, I repeat every day one. Just imagine how many positions can you do? 3 months in my work, huh? 3 months in my work, I feel very boring already. So sex work, I always tell people it's very overrated one. The only excitement I receive is when I got customers who come in with fetishes, which I will explain later now, because our team now is coming up naked. So how do a transgender person come up? It's very different. Although LGBT transgender belong to the LGBT. Oh, I forgot. So sorry, forgot for I'm a transgender woman. I describe. I have very long black hair, very messy hair, because I'm trying to keep my hair long. Center side parting now. If it's long enough, I can keep center parting. I'm bare of makeup, very tired already. Today is a weekend. I'm wearing a black T-shirt, and behind me is a photo of my mom. Okay. So continue. So it's very where did I sorry where did I stop where did I speak up
Well, you can continue.
So it's bad. I forgot where I stopped already. So it's bad. Sex work is very mandate. So sex work is very
You were saying
mandate.
about naked something.
So coming out to your parents naked. So although the T is belong to the family of LGBT, right? But our LGBT is about sexuality, sexual orientation. The transgender is about gender identity. So our identity is very upfront. So for the LGBT people, right, when you say coming out, like they can choose when to come out. When if in a safe environment, okay, I can come out. I can say I'm gay, I'm lesbian, I'm bisexual. They can choose when to come out because there's no difference in the appearance. But then for a transgender person, when we say we want to come out, right, there is a 360, there's a 580, 1,000 degree change in our appearance. So we cannot say for a gay or a gay, lesbian, LGBT, they can come out, they can choose when to come out and who to come out with. Okay, I want to come out for a gay person. Okay, I want to come out with my mother, but I don't want to come out to my father. I want to come out to one of my siblings. I don't want to come out to the other two. I want to come out to certain co-workers, but I don't want to come out to the other ones. So they can choose who to come out and when to come out. But then for a transgender person, when we say we come out, right? When we say a transgender person come, that means we have to live with our preferred gender, which is different from our biological gender. So there's a very marked change in our appearance. So for a guy who for a transgender woman, I will start to keep my hair long. I'll start to take hormone therapies. My breast will start growing. So there will be a marked difference in appearance. So we cannot choose, and we cannot choose who to come out with, because when you see us visually change, when you know something is different, something is happening in our life. So when we come up, we have to come out to both our parents. When we come out to all our siblings. We have to come out to all our employer, our co-workers. We even have to come out to the char kway teow uncle downstairs in the coffee shop. If we are a transgender person who is married, we have to come out to our wife, or we have to come out to our husband, or we have to come out to all our children. So the difference is this: our gender identity is very upfront. I have to do a disclaimer. So whatever I say here is my own personal journey. So it's not a representative of the transgender community, because our transgender community is so big and so diverse. Everybody living circumstances, everybody upbringing, everybody family circumstances very different from each other. So I can only share with you my coming up stories. So I'm very selfish one. A lot of people say, how you come up? Did you come up to your parents? I never. When I discovered I'm a transgender woman, my whole life, my whole mission at that time is to be a transgender woman. So I never seek anyone's permission. I never ask my parents. The difference between me and most of the people is I totally embrace my gender identity. I think that's very important. I totally embrace my gender. I love being a transgender woman. I love being myself. So I have people ask, oh, do you believe, what's the religion? I have never seen myself as wrong. So I never ask myself this question, why I like that? Why I cannot be more like a boy? Or why cannot be more like a girl? Why can't I blend in? I never ask myself this question, because to me, my gender identity is my truth. So the whole journey from 12 to 17 years old, I just want to be a transgender woman. How did I come out to my parents? When my mother opened the door and see me in a dress and putting on makeup. That time, that's how I came out to my parents. And my parents never asked me any questions that when they see, yo, I saying why you like, why like that? I said, man, close the door, I'm my friend. What time you come back? that is my mother who choose love. That she's not worried whether how I dress or how I present myself. She's only worried what time I come back. And she will wait at the window until I come back. So I always say my parents, instead of coming up, how to come up to your parents, that you should say, I will always say how to love your parents. How people always say my parents, when you become transgender or gay or lesbian, right, why your parents don't love you? I always try to see another way. What should you do to make your parents love you more? I always think that is actually the real questions you can ask yourself. And a lot of people like LGBT, like, oh, coming out story. But I always say be patient. Coming out story is not a must for LGBT. You can choose, like I see a lot of my community, I identify, like a lot of people I know identify as a transgender woman or transgender man, but due to a lot of different family circumstances, a lot of challenges, they don't come out their whole life. They choose not to come out. They choose not to transition, but that's their decision. They're also living very wonderful lives. So I always tell people, or like people say, or gay, lesbian, or must come out, or must come, or must choose a day to come, or must tell my parents. It's not necessary. You do your thing, girl. You do your thing, huh? It's not necessary to come out. It's not like, oh, I'm a gay, I'm a gay, I'm a trans, I'm a lesbian, I must come out. It's not necessary. But then if you choose to come out, be patient. I always tell my anyone ask me a question, when should I come or not? I always tell them, be patient. There's no definite point in your life that, oh, I must come up before I'm 30, or I must come up before this, I must come up before which time. There's no like standard time or thing. You come up when you're comfortable. You come up when you're safe. When are you comfortable? When are you safe? It's up to you to decide. Like Caitlyn Jenner come out in 60s land. Oh, Caitlyn Jenner come out in the late 60s. Because why? Because when she's not at the point where she feels safe to come out. When she's Olympian, and when she's Olympian, she don't feel safe to come out. So whether to come out or not is entirely up to you. Don't feel the pressure. Don't feel the pressure. If you choose not to come out your whole life, it's fine. I always tell people always tell me coming out stories of the LGBT. Why should we have a coming out stories? Isn't that belong to that person? The whole coming out thing belongs to you, huh? Don't be pressured to come out. Don't be pressured to like, oh, you are gay, you must come out. I don't think so. You do your thing. You do your thing. So this conclude. So I always say, be patient. Be kind to yourself. Don't, if you're not ready for the challenges that will arises when you come up. So please don't. Please wait a while. Yes, Fiona. Yes.
Hello, hi June.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
You say come out when you're comfortable, when you're
Yes.
ready, right?
Yes.
But what if people suspect and then ask you, are you gay? So do you admit or do you like no lah? How?
Oh, for me, no question is too taboo. Please ask me all the questions. Like everyone here, I've got a small audience, so please ask me all the questions. For me personally, like what I do is I will see my relationship with that person. Will see is it a best friend? Is it a hi-bye friend? Is it a co-worker? Or is it my neighbor? Then after that, I will consider my safety. Is it safe to come out to this person? Is this person famous for big mouth one? Is it so all this you must consider before you decide whether you should tell this person or not. If this person is just a hi-bye friend, like you're going to see this person like 1 year, one time, then you can decide whether to tell whether you want to come out, you feel comfortable to come out or not, or whether to come out or not come out also can't be bothered. All right. So it depends on the relationship of that person and depends on your safety. Am I safe? Is it safe to come up to this? Is it a co-worker? If I come up to this co-worker, will he or she tell other people? So I better don't come up. So there's different ways you can deflate the question with. You say, you guess, I let you choose. There's different way for you to deflate that question with. You guess lah. You say lah. You see. I think you gay. Oh, that gay lo. I think you're straight. Oh, straight lo. It depends. It really depends on that relationship with that person, whether you want to come out or not. But the two main questions you must consider, I feel, is relationship with that person and your safety. I hope I answered your question, Fiona. Finish when I'm eating and I'm so hungry. I know. Okay, so where did I stop? So okay, then come to the exciting juicy point already, So this is sugar and spice lah. Also, I love to talk about. Now come to my sex work part because this is so please ask me all the sex question. Please ask me all the sexual questions. So I see in Singapore it's very funny. In Singapore we got regulated brothels and street walkers. So regulated brothels is those you see in Little India, you see in Geylang, those inside the room one. So they are regulated ones. So the police won't disturb. So there are also street walkers, those that working illegally soliciting for sex. So so I'm working as a regulated brothels for 20 years. So any sex related questions, please ask me. So and then after that, I did told you I'm also the founder of the T Project NGO. I'm founder of T. Anybody heard of T Project or thumbs up? Martia only. Never. Oh my God. Okay, T Project is started in 2014. So it's the first trans-led trans-focused social service support in Singapore. So we started a shelter for the homeless transgender people. So it's in Singapore in 2014. I think that was the first ever social support service that target the transgender community. So in 2019, I also started under T Project Alicia Community Centre. So we offer at Alicia Community Centre, we offer counseling services for the transgender community. So mostly we are seeing mostly young person who identify as transgender, young persons who identify as non-binary. So we are seeing younger and younger. We have someone sign up as someone who wants to seek counseling at 13 years old and at 16 years old, but we are told but we cannot do counseling. We cannot do counseling for minors. Our counseling service are only for those that are above 18. So when I say homeless shelter for the homeless transgender community, right? Then you all think of homeless, they are homeless, but the issue I saw with the homeless resident is addiction issue, mental wellness issue, statelessness, and attempt suicide. So not only are they homeless, they are not because they are transgender, then they got all these issues. It's because they have all these issues because of life challenges, and it's compounded. It's made as the issues are magnified because they are transgender. So far, any questions or not?
Wait, question for Jun. So let's just say you guys can only communicate or maybe do counseling for them if they are 18-year-old.
Yes.
If they are below 18, like what kind of lifestyle would they be, or what would be the solution for them?
Okay, for people who identify as transgender and come up and below 18, right, it's very scary because they are considered as minor. So any service they go, any services that they go must have the consent of the parents. So they are very lucky if they got affirming parents. So I have one trans man who came up at age 11. So studying in a Catholic girls' school, who came out at age 11, but got very affirmative parents. The father is super supportive. So he is actually happily transitioning in school. Now I think now he's 16 years old. So he's fighting the medical system, the healthcare system in Singapore, because you can only get hormone therapy after 18. So he's now fighting to have hormone therapy, to have hormones, puberty blockers at 16, even 15. That time when he's fighting, it's 15. Now should be 16 already. Yeah, if you are transgender person, your life will be so much smoother if you have affirmative parents. So if you are under 16, there is a service at Dr. Donovan Lee at a health promotion board called Child Guidance Clinic. It is an affirmative psychiatrist that see children of minors who identify as transgender. But the problem is they need parental consent. And then 90% of the parents that bring their transgender children for these psychiatric treatments, unfortunately, is they want the psychiatrist to fix their children. So they bring their children to see psychiatrist not because they want to affirm their children, but they want the psychiatrist to tell their children that this being transgender is a phase, that they should change. That's is what I get from the feedback from the doctor. So it's 90% of the parents, and once the psychiatrist after a few sessions doesn't fix the children, they will pull the children out. They will pull the children out from the care of the doctor. I have one very sad story. Is 18 years old transgender, that is shared by the doctor. 18 years old transgender person who have very transphobic parents who committed suicide. So he jumped from, I think, 8th or 9th floor, but he never died. He became paralyzed. And he had to went back to the care of the transphobic parents. So sad, right? So I always say, we cannot help, do no harm. So now you got to, for if you know anyone who is under 18, under 16, please go and see this Dr. Donovan Lee at HPB Child Guidance Clinic. Please refer them. If anyone above 18, you go to Dr. Zheng at IMH Child Guidance Clinic. So she sees person who identifies as transgender above 18 and above, and she also did write you a psychiatric letters. She also can with that letter you can, with that letter you're certified person with gender I will not say disorder lah, or gender identity, a person who identifies as transgender woman or transgender man. Then with the letter you can go and take your hormones. She's also able to dispense hormone therapy. Yes, and then also if you're 18, if you need counseling, you can come to Alicia Community Centre. You can go to our website and then you can fill up the form, but you must be above 18. We got now a long waiting list. And if you are, I think 16 and under 24, there is a peer support group who mentor young transgender by an older or senior transgender person. But that is only for the transgender youth who are from 16 to 24. So there are a lot of resources out there. So if you want all these resources, please remember to email me for either for yourself or for your friend. Okay, so so far okay. So far, any questions? Some more? No more. So I want to talk about a little bit of a little bit of questions. So I always wanted people to ask me about my sex work. I really enjoy my sex work. I'm actually more proud of my sex work than my NGO. Oh, I haven't. Okay, talk about the T project first. So I haven't finished the T project. Start counseling services, and then what? There's two things that I'm very proud about T project is, of course, it's the first and ever social service support for the transgender community. And in late 2019, our Minister of Law, Minister Shamgan, actually visited the shelter. So he's the first minister that came down to an LGBT organization to pay a visit. So I'm very proud of this. I'll go down in history already. And then the second one is we are registered as a company. Anything LGBT cannot be registered. So far, there's only 2 LGBT focus groups that's registered, Ugachaga and Sayoni. But then my registration, my company profile is transgender, is a shelter for transgender community. So the transgender, the LGBT term is on my company profile. So this has never been done in the last 50 years, which I'm also very, very proud of. Yes. Then, so far, any questions? Fiona? Yes. Go ahead, Fiona. Thank you.
Okay. So so if people who have came out to their parents,
yes,
and the parents are not accepting them, and then I hear stories that they chase them out from the house and all that. So does your organization help these people, or even give consultation to the parents?
Okay. So the procedure of going to my shelter or being admitted to my shelter is you must be attached to a social worker. So I always got this inquiries, inquiries that I'm homeless, what should I do? I said you have to go to a FFC Family Service Center nearest to the address stated in your NRIC, and then go to a family, and then be attached to the social worker. And then I need that social worker to write a social report and send to me and recommend the client to stay at my shelter. The thing is, okay, I'm former sex worker, 20 years. So you know how I don't have PhD, or I don't have degree in sociology, I'm not graduate from the university one. So the whole thing is, when you need counseling, all this, right, the social worker will provide, like as you say, mediation with the parents. So I need you to be attached to the social worker, because I need the social worker to do a mediation with both you, with the transgender child and the parents. But while they're doing mediation, the child can stay at my T project, can stay in a safe space. That is what T project main mission is, to provide a safe space for the transgender community. I have like you mentioned, I have one. I can tell you who are the ones that stay at my shelter. So I got one case is during COVID-19, right? She's a transgender woman, a very young transgender woman, 23. So she's working in a cinema theater. So during COVID-19, right, shut down right, cinema office now. So she's forced to stay at home 24/7. So she got when she's working, she leave the house every morning, come back at night. So she got less interaction with her transphobic mother. So because now she's forced to stay at home 24/7, right? Then the mother, verbal abuse become domestic violence. It came to a point where the mother 动手 become violent. So she had to admit herself to IMH for her mental well-being. And then IMH actually refer her to stay at my shelter. Actually refer her to stay at my shelter. I also have one case. The funny thing is we always talk about parents love, right? Parents love unconditional. I heard a lot uplifting stories where parents move mountains for their children, or I do this for my children. But the common thread of all my residents, they got all different challenges, right? Different life circumstances, right? Different reasons why they come to my shelter, right? But the only commonality that binds them all together is all of them is all kicked out by the family. All of them is got zero family support. That's the common thread. So I always tell people that coming out, you must feel safe. Then you come out. Seriously, you must feel 100% safe. Yeah, because the thing is, once you come out, okay lah. I see more of these cases in the 80s and 90s where you come out and then your parents will kick you out. So I would suggest, my opinion, must be financially stable. You must got plan A, plan B, plan C, and then plan D some more, before you come out to your parents. You really must think of the worst scenario, which I think the worst is being kicked out and being cut off financially by your family. That is what you must think before you come out. You cannot I want to live my fairy tale. I don't care. I must come out. Yes, it's true, but then you also must be practical. You must have love and the breadth also. You really must think very long and very hard before if you want to come out. As I said, relationship and safety. If you come up, will it damage your relationship with your parents? Again, come back to relationship and safety. Is it safe for you to come up? Will you leave after you come out, will you leave the safety of the family that you know for like the last 20 years, last 30 years? So coming out, but then it also depends on your resilience, your tenacity, your are you strong enough or not? Are you committed enough to come out and then live your fairy tale life or not? I hope I answered your question, Fiona. Yay.
Good question.
Yes.
So the process of them, let's just say they are below 18 and now they are 18, and also those that parent is not very supportive. Based on your experience, right? How long does it take for average the whole process for average family?
I cannot, there's no standard.
There's no standard.
There's no standard. 10 years later, the parents will accept you back. 15 years later, it depends on family to family law. I have heard of case, a transgender case. He came out transgender, he came out to the parents, but the parents are very resistant. The turning, he got a lot of, you always think about parents, or you forgot the siblings. the brothers or the sister that you have, they can also be transphobic. They can also not accept you. So, it come to a point that he threatened suicide. He even leave a note to the parents that he want to commit suicide. That's the turning point for the parents. That's the time when the parents accept him, and then they're living together. They're living together very nice. They're not living very, so, but it depends, lor. So that I also have one transgender woman, parents not accepting, leaving the house, go to overseas for 28 years, then come back, then come back, and then got COVID-19, and then come back homeless, working as sex worker, homeless, and then still not connected back to the family, then got COVID-19, then stay at the hospital. The hospital actually refer her to my shelter. But before she can come to my shelter, the hospital connect her back with her family. So the mother came to the hospital and see her, and they reconnect back. And now the mother is accepting the mother. So now she don't need to come to my shelter, so she's staying at the mother house. So as I said, we are very diverse family, different family background. It depends on the family also. So the mother is older and wiser already, and the mother is staying alone with the helper. So it also depends lah. So it also depends on the evolving family structure, the evolving family dynamics. Lucky my brother is not a lawyer or doctor. I also don't know if my brother lawyer or doctor, how my parents will accept me or not. Got one dragon in the house, don't need me already, no. So also very hi Yuan. Hi Yuan, talking about my story. So it really there's no like timeline. Okay, after 10 years, the parents will accept you back. It really depends on your family dynamics. Really, it helps lah. If your brother or sister is useless, then it contribute to the family household. It helps. It helps. It really helps. It really helps if you don't have like high achiever siblings lah. And we are mostly a caretaker. Like now, recently my mother got a stroke. So now I become the caretaker for my mom. So I tell you having a affirming mother, having parents not so short one. Because my brother leave the caretaking of my mother to me. I love it lah. I love being caretaker. It's because he said that he got four children to take care of. Food for thought, really food for thought, Any questions for the audience? You know, I just rumble on one end. Any can you type anything like any topics that you want me to talk about? Don't have Okay, then I choose my topic. I choose my favorite topic. Masturbation. So I think everybody was curious.
About your
yes.
Your life as a sex worker. How did you gain so much dignity? As we understand, sex workers are people who normally we look down at in the society. How you gain so much dignity? I'm very interested in doing that.
I cannot really hear you. A lot of background noise, like.
I'm very top of in my industry or society. So how do you gain dignity?
How do I what?
Gain the dignity being proud as a sex worker.
Gain the dignity. I had never lost my dignity in the first place. Sorry, why should I gain the dignity back? When you say gain the dignity, that means I lost it, right? I've never lost my dignity my whole life. Look at me. I'm so confident. I'm now founder of an NGO. I'm now multiple award winner, both national and regional. Why should I regain my dignity? And okay, being a sex worker means I don't care what people say. I really don't care. Being a transgender, I have never seek approval from my parents. So you're right. Because I never even asked my parents whether should I go sex change. I never asked one. I very totally it's me one. So I being a sex worker, I never ask anyone. People's opinion doesn't matter to me unless you are my sex work client, you pay me then I can be fake a bit to you. But then people's opinion don't happen. I've never lost my. Why should being a sex worker will lose dignity? Can you? That is very stereotypical. That that is what society teach you. I've never lost my dignity. Okay, I'm very proud of being as I said mentioned before, I'm more proud of being a sex worker than doing NGO work. Can you just imagine? I'm more proud of being a sex worker than being a executive director of the Tea Project, than the minister visit my shelter. I'm more proud of my sex because sex work makes me, okay, why I never lose my dignity is because sex work made me who I am today. Sex work give me financial stability. Sex work make me being able to be filial to my parents, being able to care for my parents when they need me. Sex work made me the independent woman that I am. Sex work give me confidence. Sex work made me feisty. Sex work made me the co-founder of an NGO. Sex work made me who I am today, so I can win multiple awards. So to repeat, I've never lost my dignity at all. I've never. In fact, if you see, I always, although I love my clients, but there's always the disdain and mockery behind me. When I see clients coming to have transactional sex with me, empty sex, not anti-sex, not making love, making sex. I always look down, instead of they looking me down as a sex worker, right? I always look down on my clients one day. I can just imagine how empty they are. Sorry, some of, not all, not stereotyping sex worker clients are all like that, but I can just imagine how empty their life is, how powerless they are, that they need to have power over a sex worker, to have sex in order to gain power. So I always look at my clients with a little bit of mockery and with a little bit of disdain. Did I answer your question? No, sorry, I cannot add out that typical subservient or very chum story of a sex worker. Sorry, I'm very confident one. My sex work made me have 4-room flat, able to care for my parents, Louise Vuitton. So I never lose my dignity at all. That is what the society teach you, like sex work is dirty, sex work is demeaning. Never. Sex work is fun, though it's very repetitive, but sex work is fun. I always had clients will tell me, oh, June, sex work, I don't use my name, I use Karen. I use the word Karen because I always sex clients love to ask me, what's your name? Yeah, just one standard one, Karen. So I would say, Karen, oh, you speak very good English. I cannot already, suddenly I will like, excuse me, sex workers supposed to speak broken English. If you want me to speak a more broken one, I can law. Is it feel better? Like that, you feel better. And I tell you, y'all don't think sex work clients are yes, I have my fair share of Bangladesh and India. God bless that, I love them. They make me who I am today. Oh, thank you for contributing to my wealth portfolio. Thank you for contributing to my investment insurance and investment portfolio. Thank you so much. That is why I'm very happy. That is why I welcome. I look up to the migrant workers population. But I have doctors who appear in the newspaper one. I have doctors, my secondary school teachers, my students, my former classmates. A lot of people ask me who are my clients. Then you'll say, oh, is it the Bangladesh, a dirty old man? No, my clients are your father. My client may be your brother. My client is your sister husbands. My client is your neighbor. My client is the MRT station, drive the train one. My client could be the one sitting beside you on the MRT train. My clients could be your ex-boyfriend. My clients is your cousins. My client is your nephew. My clients those are my clients. Not those. Hey, is it? Then people ask me. Again, I got a lot of templates one because I learned, because everybody asked me this question, so I got standard template question. June, not pain man. So many you have sex of not pain man. Being poor is most pain one. June, not smelly man or the banga. Being poor is the smelliest one. Money don't smell. I got all these standard questions one. People always like to ask me one. Okay, so far any more questions? I welcome all questions. No question is too taboo for me. That's why I can ramble on.
Okay. Yes, June. Short question.
Yes.
I have a gay friend.
Yes.
He cross-dress to entertain,
Yes.
like Kumar like that.
Okay.
So how do you address this person, he or she?
Okay, cross-dresser to entertain professionally paid. So it's his profession. So it's nothing to do with whether transgender or not. So this is his profession. So he worked as to dress up as a female impersonator to entertain for is his career, is his livelihood. So it's very different. So he can only when he's paid, then he dress up, right? So normally in real life, he don't dress up, right? He live his life as a gay person, as a man. But for a transgender person, right, we are 24/7 must be one. Like me at that time, for me, personally, if I don't change, if I don't live my life as a girl, I want to die. So that's why I very fast. All 5 years, I become a girl. Because to me, at that time point, if I cannot live my life as a girl, I want to die. I really cannot live my life as a man. But then I never see myself living in the wrong body. So go back to your story first. So that one is he's impersonating a female for a profession, for livelihood, for survival. So it's totally different. So when he's impersonating, so you can ask him, so when you dress up, when you are a female impersonator, do I still use the he, him pronouns, or do I use the she, her pronouns? Oh, you just call me Mary. Then you just call Mary, no? So you ask him, oh no lah, this is just my job lah. I'm still Joseph. But you can call me Joseph, or you can call his stage name. I'm sure he has a stage name, right? Then when he dressed up, then in the stage now, then he come down from stage already. Then you call his preferred name, no?
Yeah, I mean my concern was like telling my friends about him. So it's like, oh, she, wait.
No, so it's this is my friend Joseph. He cross-dressed. He's a female impersonator to entertain people. That is his job. Okay. So when he's on stage, maybe you can change the pronouns. When he listen, when he is on stage, her pronoun is he, her, she. Her name is da 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 da.
So when he's in costume,
yes,
he's working, then you call her.
Then you call her, you can use the she, her pronoun, then use the stage name. But then again, this is my opinion. Ask your friend.
Okay.
Yeah, when you dress up like that, you prefer me to call you this or call you that. Okay. Ask your friend. So next time you ask already, so next time you want to introduce him to your other friends, you know what to do.
So he won't get.
Yes, sorry.
He won't get offended if I ask.
No, you must ask properly lah. Hey, when you chat you want me to use what name? You don't ask properly, correct? You know, hey, when you like that, like when dress like a child aqua, you want to use your child aqua name or not? No, like that lah. You ask properly. You say when you're on stage, when you dress up, when you are a female impersonator for work, when you're paid, how you want me to address you? Oh, I have difficulty introducing I have difficulties introducing you to my friend. How you want me to introduce you? Ask nicely, ask nicely, we got offended. Just don't you okay, good, okay. Then I want to talk this thing. Okay. I always lose my chat one. You'll see. Any more questions or not? Any more questions coming out? Any more questions about my sex work? Fu Xing, I have answered your question right. I hope I answer your question. Thumbs up if I answer your question. okay. Jingli, Hiri, Kali, any questions from you? Please feel free to chat in the chat room or what. Okay, so okay, good. Okay, so I continue my sex work. So so I love and I enjoy being okay. I go back to the part where I say okay. Then I ask my own question. See this. Wait, I see. Sorry, already I'm a spectacle. Okay, then I ask because it's sugar and spice, so I always wanted to say this. But nobody dare to ask me one day. Do a transgender person masturbate? So I'm a post-operative transgender woman, right? We're going to interesting topic already. Coming out not so interesting. The transgender, I'm a post-operative transgender woman. Do we orgasm? And do we masturbate? So the answer is yes, we do masturbate, but we are sex worker, we don't need masturbate one now, you can find men very easily. So we do masturbate and we do orgasm. So but how do we orgasm? So we after the post-surgery surgery, that means the removal of our teeth, our balls, and the removal of our penis. So we have a, it's not called fake vagina, it's not called man-made vagina, it's called a neo vagina, that's the right word, so you learn something, it's called a neo vagina. We have a neo vagina, we do have orgasm feeling, and when we do come also. Hi Fuxing, Fansing, hi, I look more dignified with the specs or not? I look more dignified with specs, Okay, so we do orgasm and we do come. So when a transgender woman say come, what is it? It's actually our factory case. We are born biologically male, so our prostate is still inside our body. So when we come, right, it's the prostate juice. So when we come, it's the prostate juice, and the degree of orgasm, the degree and depth of the orgasm depends on the person, or depends on the transgender person itself. For a trans man, because I'm not a trans man, right? So I really don't have the experience. For a trans man, after they take tea, right, they will have engorged clitoris. They will have engorged clitoris, which look like a micro penis. But whether they come or not and how they masturbate, you have to ask a trans man. I really have no idea. Yes, Fuxing, yes, Fansing, yes.
So your orgasm as a trans woman, how does it feel like? It's more like a guy or a female, where the orgasm goes shoot up like a guy and comes down only once in the cycle, or it's like a female go and up and down, up and down, up and down.
Okay, I don't know, I don't know got female orgasm and male orgasm. I think orgasm is a feeling, right? To me, orgasm is a feeling. Sometimes when I don't come, I just see the man naked, my taste like orgasm already. Instant orgasm is the feeling, is like whoa, it's like whoa, I tell you, nothing come out, but it's like whoa, instant orgasm, or like someone like you ask me kind of sexy questions are like instant orgasm. So orgasm to me, the best orgasm is in the mind. When you make love with your ideal sex partner, wow, that's what erotic. When your ideal partner in front of you, for me, because I have sex for 20 years, sex worker, I have almost every day have sex. So my ideal sex scenario, actually my ideal sex fantasy, is a very intelligent man, PhD, multiple PhD, standing in front of me, masturbating over the thesis. Wow, I tell you, I will just orgasm, instant orgasm. No need to touch me. Don't need say all these intelligent words, like the 12-letter words. Wow, then talk to read out the thesis. I tell you, instant orgasm. So to me, there's no female or male orgasm. Every orgasm is different to every individual, whether you're male or female. I guess what you're trying to tell me, like female can come multiple orgasm, right? Is it what? Because the female orgasm, they can orgasm multiple times, right? So my orgasm, okay, I can only personally, my orgasm is once I came, once I come, very tired already, like man. Once I come out, very tired already, finish already, but push away already, push the line. But also when I come, I don't come like man. My feeling is very woman. I don't know how to explain it. You understand? When I come, when I come, it's like when I come as a woman. Even that's why transgender, because I identify as a woman. My hormones, my feeling, my thinking is a woman. Even though I haven't had a section operation, that means I still have my penis, right? And have sex with the person with a penis, right? And then I come, that means as you say, shoot out, right? I also shoot out as a girl. If y'all can understand the psyche behind it. So I don't shoot out. So I'm using that thing between my legs. It's just an equipment. It's just an equipment. The cum is inside my brain. So my equipment shoot out, but I come as a woman. I orgasm as a woman. So that's what is between my legs is just an equipment. So it actually depends on even if I would like have penetrate, because I got penis, let's say, and I have penetrate, like because I'm straight. Let's say I fuck a man with an anal, right? I'm still fucking as a, I haven't had, I'm sorry, I can use the word fucking or not? Can can I have yeah, back, no, having intercourse, even though having anal intercourse with my penis, right? Very man thing, right? I still do it as a woman, if you can get it. I do it as a woman. Just like my equipment is a penis. I still do it as a, that's sex. But the whole feeling of having sex is a female feeling. It's feel very female. You can if you all can get it, can I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you.
So when yes. Thank you, Jingli. Okay, all the symbol. I feel so happy when I got like people interacting with me. Like, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very bad in pronunciation. Hira, is it? Thank you so much. Thank you. Please continue with all your questions. Oh my God, from Mattia, I met a page of Germany told me he was. I don't know lah, Mattia, the PhD student, what sapia sexual, I don't know. But I just know layman terms. I come as a woman. I orgasm as a woman. Yes. So final questions are. Yes.
Yes. So there's a saying, sex is what happens in your head.
Yeah.
And sex is what happens in your head, and not between your legs.
Yeah. Not. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then since we got sex, so I share some of the kinkiness my clients lah. I don't know whether y'all mean or not. Some of the kinky things my clients want me to do. I got this client that was 20 or 30 years back. Very, I remember properly because my clients will always bring a loaf of bread inside the room. Anybody know where I'm going to? A loaf of bread inside the room. This client will bring a loaf of bread inside the room. Why? Because I don't know what term lah. I'm sure there's a medical term. So he likes to have sex. He likes to eat feces. Wow, Martin, it's very common. I already got two or three.
No, I'm more interested in what he does with the bread.
Yeah, he likes to eat feces.
Yours or his?
Ours. So our job, he will pay us quite highly. So our job, because there's a basin in our room. So our job is to defecate or inside the basin, and then to leave the room. To leave the room because he will spread it on the bread and eat it.
So it has to be warm and fresh lah, meaning.
I don't know lah. To each his own lah. I just care about whether he pay me or not. And then yes, Jingli, it's more common than Then we got the urine drinker. We got people urine drinker. I remember that urine drinker not because of the fetishness. I remember him because his whole at least take a. I know you like to drink urine, it's fine with me. To each his own, but then so you don't need to smell like you don't need to smell like urine. He really smell, the whole body smell like urine. And then the water bottle also smell. He will bring that water bottle to the room to fill up with our urine, right? Also smell like, I mean, wash it lah. I mean, you need to smell like urine, but you don't need to tell people lah. And this is what, and then I got one very young client who like to behave like a dog. So he come into the room, right? Then he'll take out this dog chain with the collar. So we had to actually collar him up with the chain. And then he don't want to stay in the room one. When he's in that state, he forgot everything already. He got no dignity as a person already. He's a dog. So he wants us to bring him out to the street. I tell you on the day, it's not, he don't feel embarrassed. We feel embarrassed. I feel so embarrassed. He really literally want us to bring out into the back alley with that chain. Then I always like give excuses. I always pretend. Oh, time's up already. Then faster bring him. And then then bring him to the room already. And then he will have sex. Then he will have sex. That means either intercourse very short while. I think if I remember correctly, it's only masturbation. a lot of these flirtatious people don't want intercourse one, only masturbation. And then once it come, which takes very short, 2-3 minutes. Once it come, he revert back to the normal young man. He never thought about it. He totally ignore me, don't want to talk to me, don't want to talk about the chain. He just pack the chain, pack everything up. He just go until the next time, no. And then I got one leg one. Like to suck leg one. Any medical terms for all this now? I got one that like to suck the leg one. So please y'all think want to wash the leg first for him to suck, right? Once you wash the leg for him to suck, he will not come to you anymore. He really want the rawness of the feet. So he will suck the toes. Then I will let him suck the toes, and then I'll say, okay, time suck. Once you say time suck, he will suck the toes and masturbate himself. And then when he comes, then he just leave the room long. From all these footage, from my experience, all these people, intercourse is not very, very important. They can and when they masturbate, it's very fast. They very fast come also. They ejaculate within like 1-2 minutes. So from what my experience, all these flirtatious people, intercourse is not the main focus. I don't know how there must be a thesis on this material, but I don't know how. The main intercourse, like people talk. Yes. Hello. Oh my God, two with the same color singlet leh. I'm going to buy 4D already tomorrow.
Same person lah.
Same person
Two cameras.
Oh, okay.
I'm shifting. No, I'm shifting.
No lah, twins.
No, I'm shifting from my phone to the computer.
And okay, because we have disabled person also, right? I have autistic person who came to have sex, transactional sex with me. I have one autistic person. I have deaf person. We have blind person who came for transactional sex, but he never chose me. Okay, I still feel very slighted. He never chose me. Blind person never chose me. I don't know what's the criteria law.
How do they choose?
I don't know law. That's why I still remember him law. That's why I still remember him. Why not me? I'm sitting nearest to the door. Why not me? Is it my voice? I don't know law. That's why I still remember him. But then from my experience also, autistic person or person is very difficult to come. They have never come once. They have never come. I try my very best already. I tell you, all my 10 years of my experience to try to make them come. Very difficult to come. For me, a disabled person, I did one autistic and one I think deaf cannot talk one, deaf and mute person. Very difficult. They never come one. Never. I totally blame myself. That is the only regret as a sex worker. I totally blame I fail. That's my feeling. I totally the fault totally lie with me. Seriously, I give them my full 15 minutes. I gave them my full 15 minutes and they still never understand, man. And we have also dwarf. I took person dwarfism. Person with dwarfism came. I also okay, like don't know can say or not this one. Better don't. Okay, school uniform. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Any questions you want to ask me or not?
Is there any particular kind of client where you will reject? You say no, definitely with this condition I'm not going to do it.
You mean with this condition means physical disability or what?
Maybe certain fetish, or you want to have sex without condom or whatever.
Okay,
is there any condition?
Okay, sex without condom is definitely a no. Whether you are handsome, sex without condom is a no. Okay, I'm a sex worker. So when I'm very clear, when I'm a sex worker, the first criteria that I consider is money. So if you pay me enough, even if I don't like your condition, if you pay me enough, then there is no condition. Then I see you as.
It's just about the price lah.
Huh?
It's just a matter of price.
Of course, I'm a sex worker. I'm coming here for the money, not for the orgasm, not for whether you're handsome. And I love to choose the ugly ones. When a group of person come, I always you the ugly one are the easiest. They don't have the ego, they don't have the pride that they must, ugly one, very shy one. Oh, person to person, the sex worker choose me. Serious. And then very easy now. I tell you, I hate it. Okay, the handsome one take me, I really hate it. Because handsome, and then it still come for transactional sex, right? Oh, wow, very demanding.
Suddenly, I feel so sorry being handsome.
Huh?
Suddenly, I feel so sorry being handsome.
Got very demanding, very prideful, very egoistic, and then very stingy, want everything, don't want to pay. Because they think they're handsome, then they are like if you like they deserve better. And then they think they're handsome, they can't take you right. Or that means they go down, they lower themselves. So I must give them. Oh please, the worst clients I have is the well-dressed and educated one. I can tell you this. This is the worst kind. The best clients I have is from the migrant worker community. Serious. That, as you said, give me the dignity of a human being. Treat me like their girlfriend. They even can ask me like, I got stomach ache. They ask me, June, I got stomach ache. Where's tummy? What do you all buy in Singapore? Then I'll tell them X oil. Yeah. So I also learned from sex. Your sex word, your thing is sex, right? Yes, it's for sex. Or it's sex, 5 minutes sex. But then they come out not because for sex. Yeah, they come, that's by a biological needs. But it's mostly, again, it's the client is you say no dignity because you think that as a sex worker, I'm not treated as a human. But it's actually the clients. The client want us to treat them like a human. If you treat the client like a client, okay, come in, have sex, they will not come back to you. Yeah, no matter how good the sex is, because there's so like 1,000, 20,000, I don't know how many. There's such a large number of people providing sex. But then there's only me who will say, hey, how are you? So long never see you. It's slimmer leh. Hey, how are you? So long never see you, huh? How are you? How's life treating you? It's the psychologist. Instead of you always say sex worker, we want people to treat us like people. No, it's the clients who want us to treat them like a human being. It's the other way around. So I'm very perplexed when you say the dignity part, Lord. I'm really very perplexed. I always give my client dignity one. I always give my client dignity. Oh, they always like say, oh, I come here because my wife's pregnant, so the mice don't give me sex. They say, yeah, pregnant woman, their libido a bit down. Actually, the libido is higher. The libido a bit down. Yeah. It's okay lah. You use condom, man. That means you respect your wife also. Oh, you know your children. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? You go scan. See, is that having a normal conversation? Is that I don't treat them as clients and I don't treat them as clients, as friends, actually. So they also don't treat me as sex worker. They treat me as friends. Okay, friends with benefit, they pay me for sex. And that is just a small part of our whole 15 minutes. Really. And then if you really treat a sex worker as sex worker, I really feel you're not a very good person, no. Seriously. Yes, got any question now? Yes, you come across being...
Yes. Yeah. Please, June, do you mind answer this question?
Yes. Yeah, I don't mind. What? You come across being confident and sure about your gender preference. Gender identity lah. It's not a preference. I don't choose to be transgender. You think I choose man? If I can choose, I already choose to be a man already. Less challenges, man. You think I choose to be a child? I want to let you discriminate me? Correct? No, it's not a preference. You learn already.
Sorry.
No need a sorry. You're here to learn. It's a gender identity. If I can choose, I choose to be straight, have children. Then I got government subsidies, man. Then I can marry. Then I can buy BTO, got subsidies. Not single, no grant one. Correct? No, if can choose. Why do I want to choose with such a difficult life? No, sorry. So it's not choose. It's not preference. Okay. Have you had times of hesitation when you were young and unsure? And then who say young must be unsure? I'm young and very sure. I am young and I'm very sure. Who say young must be? I'm not sure what the 4D number is going to come out later, but I'm sure I enjoy my life as a
because most transgender they had periods where they long time ago when they are not sure about am I stuck in a body or something wrong, then they have to struggle, how people see them and stuff like that. Have you come across this when you were young?
Never. A very selfish one. A very narcissistic one. I tell you, I don't care what people say one. I really, that time I really, that's why I can be NGO founder, ma. You think a sex worker can be NGO founder in Singapore? You know how illicit is our activist world now? You know how illicit now? All the activists, all is degree holder, or study overseas university, or stay overseas before one. How all privileged, all most of some of them stay landed property. Their fathers are doctors, mother are. You know how difficult am I going to break into their world now? I break into their world because I don't care what they say. I do my own thing. That's how I can be such a a slightly successful multiple. Okay, again, sorry, multiple award winner, founder of an NGO. So when you say we are unsure, we all have doubts, right? It's not we all. Okay, wise words coming out already, I'll answer your question, Hira, later. Wise word coming out already. Being transgender to us, to all the transgender, is the feeling is very natural. It's as natural as the sky is blue. It's as natural as the glass is green. Why we are unsure, why we have doubts, is because the society tells us we are wrong. The society teaches us that we must change. That is why we got self-doubt. Imagine a world when being transgender is celebrated. Do you think we are unsure? I'm waiting for the day when the parents find out their children, their son or daughter is transgender, and I come out to my parents as transgender, right? Then my parents and my mother, right, will go and dye the red egg and distribute to the neighbors. Oh, my son is transgender. Oh, my family is blessed. I'm waiting for the day. So self-doubt, all this is not because we are transgender. Self-doubt, we are all very sure. Self-doubt comes from because the feeling is so natural, why we still discriminated? Why I feel so natural, but why the world told me it's not? That's why we are discriminated. I got one very interesting question from Hira. Hi, June. Do you have clients who are homosexual? Very good answer. Remember, I do sex work 30 years ago. That time, don't have Facebook, don't have Grindr, don't have Tinder. That time, being gay is very taboo. Yes, I always have this suspicion that almost 90% of my clients are somewhat homosexual. Because that time, being gay is very taboo already. So no matter how they explore, how they explore is through transgender person. So we have clients who specifically look for transgender woman who hasn't transitioned, who hasn't go for the operation yet. So I have clients who ask, are you operated or not? How big is your cock? So there are clients who want to have sex with a transgender woman and play with their pennies. And okay, coming out, all the lingos coming out already. So in our sex worker world, we got lingo for this group of people. We call them the Apcoms. So if I know this customer, this client is Apcom, that means this client is looking for a transgender woman. They will not want a transgender. They will not want a real man, so-called like a man who dress up as a man. They want a man who dress up as a woman. In their opinion, a man dress up as a woman and with the pennies. So we classify that as 3-room, 4-room, 5-room. 3-room means the 3-room Apcom means the customer only want to like feeder with your pennies and masturbate for the transgender sex worker. That's 3-room. 4-room is feeder, masturbate, and maybe blow job for the transgender woman. I can take it, huh? Can I? And then the 5-room flat is feeder, blow job for the transgender woman, and also want the transgender woman to penetrate to have anal sex. Not with, that means the transgender woman penetrate the anal. That's the 5-room already. That's that Elmer can understand. That means it's a transgender man having intercourse with, having penetrative sex with the clients. Not the clients penetrate them, but the transgender. But all these clients pay more one. Lucky. Or bisexual. Okay, I don't know because I identify as transgender woman, I'm real woman already. Then you ask me like that. But almost all my clients know that I'm a transgender woman. Sorry, almost. Okay, I have a fair share of local and migrant sex worker. The migrant population, some know, some may not know, because everybody asks me, I'm married to how many children. I said got no children. Then he said, don't lie lah, June. Oh, yeah, I got 3 children, 3 children. I give birth to 3 children. Sure, no, I got children. So I don't know whether they know I'm a trans or not. But then the local population that can't look for me most likely will 99 will know that I'm a woman, that I'm a transgender woman. So but I see myself as a woman, so I don't see them. I don't see them as bisexual. I see them as straight men. Straight men who prefer transgender women. No, that's all. Or straight men who like transgender women. No, nothing different, man. I don't see that as I don't see that as if I see that as bisexual, that means I still see myself as a man, which I never know. So they are straight men. So I would say, so the question you should ask is, are homosexual or straight men? Straight men who prefer transgender women, or homosexual men who prefer transgender women. Because I see myself a woman, so they are not yeah, thank you, leh. I changed 1%. Oh, thank you, leh. I changed 1% perception of transgender, perception of sex worker. Oh my God, I did my part already. I'm so happy, leh. That's why I like the audience more, so you can ask me a lot of questions. And I love the question about the so they are, so a lot of my clients are married one. Contrary to popular belief that sex worker clients are single, they just want to release biological, they are because of a biological needs, so they need to know. A lot of my clients are married. All married, tell me a story about the wife, blah blah blah. Oh, I still remember one client who like to go backward one. So while he's having intercourse with me, right, he like to scold all the explosive. Scolding don't know who. When he come, he stop already. Not scolding me lah. Scolding don't know what the neighbor was scolding until the whole time, the whole duration until he stop long. Then after he come, then he stop already long. Then I'll say bye bye, thank you. Then go on, really long. See you next time. Then I always want see you next time. I have clients like oh my God, all the memories are coming back, my dear. Oh my sexual memories are they are all flood. Okay lah. I scared people y'all say sex worker so nice man. Okay lah, got I also meet people who steal my money. Who after sex snatch my bag, but cannot caught lah because he didn't know that outside so many of the pimps are all outside looking after us. So I also have fair share. I have. The funny thing is that there is I have customers because they only got a duration of 15 minutes. 15 minutes, you must come within 15. So I have customers who pay me and then think they got like 1 hour. So that's wow, must take a lot of persuasion. Any abusive customer like SM and beat you up? Of course, no lah. I don't. Okay, if the price is right, I will also eat shit. I tell you, I'm a sex worker. If the price is right, I also will eat shit. I tell you, I'm at that time, sex worker. If the price is right, everybody got a price, right? $1 million, I eat shit happily. It's so tasty, I tell you. If you give me $1 million, I tell you that it's Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I tell you, you want me to whatever, I will do it because I'm a sex worker. At that time, money is very important to me. I will do for money, for survival. So okay lah. Some will do it for 500, some will do it for pleasure, but I do it for a price. I admit it. But I don't have abusive customers because I'm quite a successful sex worker, so I don't need to anything anyone fetish. So I don't need to like okay lah to be beaten up because got scar all this very so pain. I got very low pain tolerance, but I have customers who pay me to beat them up. I had customers who pay me to. I can remember it's an elderly customer also, and then you must beat with the shoe or beat with the belt, and then if you because I beat when we beat him right, he will like so pain like that. Then we say, is it? Do you want me to stop? Do you want me? Then he don't take you anymore. He will beat him, and then he will do all the then you must continue to beat and continue to beat. And I have customers who only choose clients with high heel shoes. Customer only choose sex worker with high heel shoe. Why? They want you to step on them. Wear the high heel shoes and step on them. So you wear the high heel shoes and step on their body. Yeah, the memories are flooding back. I have customers who only choose. Sometimes I just why this client never choose me? Choose the ugly, the big size Apcom. Because big size, why? Big size, bigger top. So this customer is Apcom. I've slowly learned. I can't take it, people don't choose me one. Then I said, why this customer choose that one so ugly, so fat? The aqua, oh, because the feet very big. The customer is like to choose for the big feet because can lick the toes. Then I realized slowly in the process, that's what I learned that how you look, yes, you look pretty. Then maybe have more clients at the start. But how you treat your clients will determine the longevity of your sex work career. So as me, I know when I work sex work in a very early stage, I got O levels so I know it's not sex. So if you like provide good sex, like no condom, you do rimping or you do extra, right? It doesn't help because it doesn't help to increase the customer base. Because people thought give good service to the men, you increase the customer base. It doesn't. It's the psychology part. The customer want you to treat them that like you're a friend. That's why at the start I say all my customers are like dignity part. I say, but I see my customers as very empty. They really like coming here, like friend. They can come. Some of my clients come to me like few times a week, man. And then the sex finish very fast. Then it's the talking. They know they cannot waste my time. They know because I'm quite popular. They know they know I cannot waste. Oh yeah, I got children. I must like. Is it like must PC already? Got children, no need, I got children, so I always know it's a psychology part. So I always treat all my clients, whether they're migrant workers, whether they're lawyers or they're doctors, the same. I treat them as like a friend. Seriously.
We got two questions.
Okay.
One is do you wish to have a lifelong partner, regardless gender, to spend time with you? That will be the first question.
Yes. Because I have sex, the amount of sex that I have can last me like the next 50 years. I don't need to have sex again because of the amount of sex as a sex worker. Yes, I'm looking for a partner regardless of gender because I'm not looking for what is between your legs. I'm looking for you to stimulate me, to take care of me. I'm looking for a decent conversation with someone, and I'm looking for someone I can bitch. I'm looking for someone that can safely gossip. I'm looking for someone who can share my caretaker duties. I'm looking, but because I'm a straight woman, preferably a trans man. So preferably someone masculine looking I would not even say male already. I'm at this desperate stage already. I would not even say male already. Masculine looking partner because I'm straight Masculine looking partner. The best is although I say I identify as transgender, but I think I identify asexual also. I think I don't need to have sex. I don't need to have sex for a healthy relationship between my partners. So I can accept trans men, I can accept anyone regardless of gender. Yes, please hook me up. Stimulating conversation. Stimulating. I can't serious conversation. Can hook me up, please. Yes.
Okay. Then the second question is thank you for your detailed explanation, June. Are there female clients who look for you?
Okay, no. That's firstly because I only do cis male clients. I personally have never encountered female clients looking for us. When you say female clients looking for us, lesbians, because we are identified as female, so I'm working in a female brothel. So you are thinking lesbian or trans masculine lesbians, or female who identify as trans men. I've seen them loiter around. My friends have taken them before, but I've never. But they don't trust me there. I say I'm not I don't appeal to the trans masculine lesbians community. I'm so sorry. They want big boobs one. They go for big boobs. My boobs very small. My boobs very small. I don't know but I don't have. Don't have. But I've know of cases. Where my friend have lesbian clients. I have and my friend who is pre-operative. So my friend got penis, trans woman with a penis. So have penetrative sex with the lesbian. Again, sex is sex. Doesn't mean a lesbian I only want vagina. I also can have penetrative sex one. Because sex is sex. Okay. That's just the equipment. So I have lesbians clients. I heard of lesbian clients who look for whether the lesbian clients could be trans masculine or effeminate who look for transgender sex worker with a penis to have penetrative sex. Okay, see very slowly. Understand or not? Everybody understand? Sex is sex. Sometimes you keep think mix like sex, then you think binary or male, female, transgender, penis, vagina. No, sometimes the customer only want your toes. Whether you are male, female doesn't matter to that client because they only want your big toes. I have clients who want to. I have clients who want to have intercourse with my belly button. I have clients who want intercourse with my nostril. Serious, forcing the penis. I did tell them if you can go in, I die really. Like it's murder case really. Correct or not? Like just be a belly keep pushing. And hello, if you go in, that means I die really ma. They just don't listen to me, They also don't let the push too hard Come. So funny, so really all the unrealistic fantasies. really, yes. Oh, thank you, Hira. Thank you. I hope you all understand. Yeah, really, all the funny things, all the memories flooding back. In the intercourse with belly button, dear. I think we are reaching last. Oh my God, time fly, I got so much more to tell you. Time really flies. You got any last question? Right, last question already, right, Mata?
We got 7 more minutes.
Any last question or not? Okay, any questions that you're dying to ask a transgender woman or a sex worker? 7 more minutes. Don't have, Have or not? Don't have, Then ask. I'm very glad, because No, I love you. Funny the word penis is out. Funny the word penis is out in this forum. I don't seriously, but I don't hate my penis also. I found removing of my penis is just a procedure. Just that people remove the mole that you don't like it's just a procedure to me I've never, if I still have a penis now, I will masturbate. Really, because I don't hate my penis. I don't feel myself born in the wrong body. Really, I love every part of me. My penis, my new vagina, my leg, my fat, my hair, all this. I love every part of me. This is what I want to tell transgender person: self-love. I really. So do I miss my penis? I can tell you, after my section operation, the first night, I dreamt of my penis. I dreamt my penis is erected. I dream that's the only time. After that, that's the only time I dream of my penis. And when I have my penis, the penis doesn't feel it's there. If you get, because I'm a woman, so when I have a penis, I only see my penis when I masturbate, or when I have sex, where someone wants my penis. That's all. When I never use a penis, I don't feel it there. So the removal of it is very natural to me. I don't see it there. If you get what I mean, I only see it there when I use it. So now I never use it, but I don't have, and I never use it really. So I never think. So inside my mind, I think it's not there in the first place. Seriously, really, that's been transgender. Why is platonic penis? Pantonic. Oh, it's like when you lost a limb, then
Phantom, phantom.
Phantom. Don't have now.
Sorry,
Only
I spell wrongly or something.
Phantom panic. I only got one time at the first night after I had my operation. That one time I experienced phantom penis. I experienced, that's all, and it's very erect somehow, very hard somehow. I don't know why. Never so hard before. That's all. And then I have never missed my penises. But I don't miss the masturbation with the penis. if you cut it, because that's sex, right? I like sex in different form. Sex with my new vagina, sex with my penis. So nice if you become a norm, you can experience different kind. It's so nice. It's so nice. Yes. Was the operation painful when it got out and the painkiller wore off? Okay, you never ask. Okay, it's like a pregnant woman. Okay, woman pregnant. Pregnant is pregnancy. Anybody give birth before here? Okay, no, we know it's very painful, they were very painful, right? The giving her process, the 9 months, the 10 months is very painful. But then nobody say so painful one. When you go to pregnant woman, you never ask, is it painful or not? Huh? Is it very uncomfortable? You ask, oh, how's your child? Is it a smooth delivery? Huh? Is it a smooth delivery? Is the child healthy? But everybody ask me, is it painful or not? It's not painful because it's what I want. Just like you ask a pregnant woman, yeah, it's painful, but everybody give birth every day one, right? Painful things that people do it. So it's painful, yes. It's not painful. I don't feel any pain because anesthetic. So I wake up really I really don't feel pain. Pain again, this is my personal experience. I'm very blessed. I got a very smooth complicationless operation. So I'm very blessed. So when the painkiller go off, the only thing I remember when I lie on the bed and wake up is once I wake up, my hand rush to touch my new vagina, but it's banished lah. It's banished with the catheter. The only thing I remember, I don't remember the pain. I just remember the acceleration, the outliving feeling, the euphoria of like, oh, I'm now a quote and unquote real woman, or I'm now a transgender woman with a new vagina. The painful thing is not let's just like a mother. Would they consider pregnancy never painful? Don't want to have a baby, don't want to start. Oh, because the pregnancy is very painful, I don't want to start a family. Don't have, right? Yes, but yeah. So the question so the question should like how you after the before the operation, after the operation, how you feel. That should be the question. Okay, please tell us feedback from where did you get it done in SG? No, I get it done in Thailand. I'm 17 years old, underage. Because I work as a sex worker at 15 years old. Oh my God, I'm an underage sex worker in Singapore. Cannot read every day until I'm 18. So I'm sex worker, so I got financially stable. So I told you I love sex work. You see, financial, I don't have the added stress or no money to go sex change, no money buy hormone. I don't have because I work as a sex worker. So I go to Thailand at 17 years old for the operation. Yeah. At the time, times are very different. 30 years old, 30 years ago in Thailand. No online make appointment, long distance call one. And then you show them the money, you can go operate. Even I'm 17, I can go operation. Don't have right now. You go like must 18 2 years of hormone therapy blah 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 all the SOP right now. At that time don't have one. 17 years old I go. So they also operate. They also and was very nice. The nurses always tell me, oh my God, your vagina look very nice, very tidy. I don't know is that a compliment or a backhanded compliment. Yeah.
We got 1 more minute. We can answer the last question. Then we
How
can
do
call
you get into the career as a sex worker? Because at that time 30 years ago coming out as a gay is really cannot beaten up already. It's coming out as a gay is taboo already. At that time, you think this thing will happen? Sugar and Spice Festival will happen? It will be shut down immediately at that time. True? You think that sex therapists, do you think Martha can have a career as a sex therapist or in Singapore? No. So that time is very different time 30 years ago. So at that time for the transgender community, right, there's no, as I say, there's no social service support, nothing one. So even you gay also cannot come as gay to work. So at that time, you sex change, I leave school, hormone therapy, sex change, right? Then the norm is to work as a regulated sex worker. That's our journey. So you sex change, you enter the sex industry. Oh my God, you are like the Miss Transgender pageant. You are the winner already. That means you are the you are the full-fledged, bona fide transgender person. That means when I work as a regulated sex worker, everybody wow, Jun work wow, like wow, Jun pass, Jun can work, everybody wow, all the younger one, wow, it's a dream come true. Really, the time is a dream come true. If I know better I will stay in school and get a PhD Why you laugh? You think I'm very stupid, cannot get PhD? No, if I know I stay in school and get a PhD now, correct no? I could be the MOE director. Oops. Yes.
Okay, so it's about time. So we want to say thank you to Jun for this presentation. It's really awesome for the knowledge, more detailed explanation, and this is actually really transparent to whoever is here, whoever is viewing the recording. So we would like to say a big thank you to Jun again. for taking the time off to actually come to this session to present to us.
No, it's my pleasure.
I'm here. I'm so
Who thought?
Oh, it's okay. We can just continue.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, June, you can just continue. Anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say? I want to say sex is normal. Sex is
I'm rather the presenter.
sex is normal, sex is beautiful, but sex is also dirty. And what I say is when you see a transgender person, you don't see the gender identity first. You see the individual first. Because if you see my gender identity first, you only see limitation. But if you see me as a person first, you see infinite possibilities and capabilities. This is what I want you to take off. See, sex worker also can be founder. Don't tell me sex worker now. People ask you sex worker, you say, oh, a lot. It's STD. The very dirty one. No dignity one. The very cheapskate one. No, sex worker founder, multiple award winner, both national and regional. Don't forget national and regional. Got award from Thailand. Don't forget. There's a new participant. Or what? No, so I can go already. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.